Mein Kampf. Imagine penning your autobiography, but instead of humble brags and awkward high school photos, you cook up the recipe for world chaos. That's Mein Kampf for you. Half manifesto, half dark diary entry from Adolf Hitler, penned in a Bavarian prison in 1924. Who knew solitary confinement could be so productive? The title means My Struggle, but for millions it became the world's struggle. Published in 2 volumes, it laid out Hitler's ideology. Think twisted nationalism, rabid anti-Semitism, and a whole bundle of conspiracy theories. By the time he seized power, it had become mandatory Nazi reading. Talk about an unwelcome book club pick. An estimated 12 million copies spread across wartime Germany. Newlyweds even received it as a state-issued wedding present. Forget toasters. But did you know Mein Kampf was once banned in Germany until 2016? That's right. Even today, it hovers between historical curiosity and cautionary tale. Like radioactive material, it's handled with lead gloves, studied, not celebrated. Philosopher George Santayana once said, "Those who cannot remember the past are condemned to repeat it." So, what happens when a book itself is a warning label for all of history? Maybe this is one self-help book better left on the shelf. The Anarchist Cookbook. Looking for a cake recipe? Sorry, wrong cookbook. The Anarchist Cookbook, written by William Powell in 1971, is more DIY revolution than Bake Sale Saturday. Brimming with recipes for chaos, from homemade explosives to hacking tips, it's like the MacGyver manual you never wished you had. So, what inspired this countercultural cookbook? Vietnam War protests, anti-government sentiment, and Powell's own youthful rage. He later regretted the whole thing, calling it a misguided product of my own anger. Oops, too late. The book spread like wildfire, infuriating authorities and fascinating every teenager with a rebellious streak. Fun fact, for decades it was flagged by law enforcement agencies worldwide. Buying it could land you on a watch list. Talk about spicy reading material. And ironically, some of its recipes for mayhem are more likely to cause embarrassment or injury than successful revolution. Yet, as times changed, many realized the book's most dangerous ingredient is its ability to tempt the curious and the reckless. In the digital age, the cookbook feels almost quaint, a relic of a time when rebellion came bound in paperback. Maybe next time we'll just stick to banana bread. Klux Klan Handbook. Picture a field guide, but instead of bird watching, it's hate-mongering in white robes. The Ku Klux Klan Handbook is as ghastly as it sounds. A collection of secret rituals, racist screeds, and organizational codes meant to unite America's most infamous hate group. Yes, there are even absurd titles like Grand Imperial Wizard. Would you take advice from someone dressed like a ghostly chess piece? The Klan, born in the Reconstruction South in the late 1860s, used this handbook to coordinate terror and intimidation. From initiation oaths to bizarre ceremonies resembling failed Hogwarts auditions, this manual was their blueprint for bigotry. Amazingly, the Klan cycled through peaks and troughs, surging in the 1920s, fading, then re-emerging with unwelcome regularity. Copies of their handbook became dangerous artifacts, evidence in criminal investigations, or lurid collector's items. In the words of writer James Baldwin, "Ignorance, allied with power, is the most ferocious enemy justice can have." Today, the Klan's toxic influence has dwindled, but the handbook stands as a reminder. Everyone loves a good costume, but maybe skip the burning crosses, okay? The Satanic Verses. Salme and Rushdie's The Satanic Verses isn't about baking cookies with Beelzebub, but you wouldn't know it from the uproar it caused. Released in 1988, this magical realist novel blends dreams, myth, and everyday London life, and promptly sparked international controversy. How contentious? Well, Iran's Ayatollah Khomeini issued a fatwa calling for Rushdie's death. Yikes. Talk about harsh literary criticism. Did Rushdie set out to offend? He insists the book is about migration, transformation, and identity, but its references to Islamic history and the Prophet Muhammad's life ignited protests, bans, and book burnings worldwide. In some countries, simply possessing a copy meant risking your life. Rushdie survived multiple attempts on his life and spent years in hiding, becoming a symbol of free expression. As Voltaire quipped, "To learn who rules over you, simply find out who you are not allowed to criticize." Ironically, all the furor made the Satanic Verses a bestseller. Bookstores sold out, readers queued for forbidden fruit, and Rushdie's tale became legendary, proving perhaps that the real danger isn't in reading, it's in silencing. The Turner Diaries. File this under Books You Wish Never Got Published. The Turner Diaries, written by William Luther Pierce in 1978 under a pseudonym, reads like dystopian fiction with a white supremacist twist. If George Orwell went to the darkest timeline, you'd end up with something like this. Set in a future America torn apart by race war, its infamous blueprints for violence inspired real-life terrorism, from the Oklahoma City bombing to hate crimes around the globe. Authorities famously called it the most dangerous book in America. Not exactly glowing praise for your Goodreads profile. Disturbingly, the Turner Diaries became a how-to for extremists, filled with apocalyptic fantasies and coded language. Don't look for literary merit here. It's more like a fever dream gone wrong. As philosopher Karl Popper warned, those who promise us paradise on earth never produced anything but a hell. What makes this diatribe so dangerous? It's a textbook in subversion, proving that ideas, however vile, can take on a life of their own. Sometimes fiction isn't just escapism, it's a call to arms for the worst among us. The Communist Manifesto. It's short, punchy, and started more revolutions than all boy bands combined. The Communist Manifesto, penned by Karl Marx and Friedrich Engels in 1848, is both rallying cry and lightning rod. Workers of the world, unite. That line alone probably launched half of history's arguments. Published just before the European Spring, its timing was impeccable. The pamphlet called for the abolition of class and the overthrow of the bourgeoisie. Suddenly, velvet armchairs looked a lot less comfy. Fun fact, when first published, it was quickly banned almost everywhere. Congratulations, Marx, you made the Censorship Hall of Fame. Within decades, the manifesto seeded ideologies that reshaped continents, waves of uprisings, communist parties, Cold War standoffs, and some truly questionable mustaches. Even decades later, the debate rages on. Is it the road to equality or the map to misery? As Marx himself admitted, all that is solid melts into air, except perhaps heated arguments about his book at dinner parties. Dangerous? Maybe. Influential? Without question. The Protocols of the Elders of Zion. If fake news had a granddaddy, this would be it. The Protocols of the Elders of Zion surfaced in Russia around 1903, purporting to be the minutes of a Jewish cabal plotting global domination. Spoiler alert, it's more fantasy than Lord of the Rings, and twice as dangerous. This notorious anti-Semitic hoax was soon exposed as a fabrication. Tsarist secret police stitched it together using earlier fiction and conspiracy. Yet, it still spread like a rumor at a high school prom, fueling pogroms, Nazi propaganda, and modern hate movements. Mark Twain once noted, "A lie can travel halfway around the world while the truth is putting on its shoes." Despite repeated debunkings, it's about as convincing as a $3 bill. The Protocols remains one of history's most toxic forgeries, cited by bigots everywhere. It's the literary equivalent of forwarding spam emails, just with deadlier consequences. A dangerous reminder. Sometimes proof is just well-wrapped prejudice. The Propaganda Playbook. Ever wish you could win any argument, persuade crowds, or sway elections? Enter the Propaganda Playbook, a catch-all term for guides, manuals, or tomes detailing the art of manipulation. From Edward Bernays' 1928 masterpiece, Propaganda, to military PSYOP handbooks, these guides are the secret sauce behind the world's most effective mind-bending. Propaganda wasn't always a dirty word. Religious orders, governments, and brands used it to spread the good word. But with the 20th century, radio, cinema, Uncle Sam posters, it took on a darker edge. Everyone from Goebbels to advertising execs borrowed tips from these playbooks. Got an opinion that's suspiciously popular? You can probably thank a propagandist. As George Orwell quipped, "Who controls the past controls the future. Who controls the present controls the past." The Propaganda Playbook reveals how public opinion can be crafted, sculpted, even weaponized. The book's true danger lies not in what it says, but in how it makes us doubt everything we encounter. Every time you spot a viral meme or slick slogan, remember, somewhere a playbook author is grinning in glee. Found this video interesting? Leave us a like and subscribe for more videos like this one. Let us know what we should cover next in the comments below.